Alright. So, we're finally back to it. I remember mostly that, I need to not have anything in my inventory and go down to that place at a very specific time. So I guess I already screwed up by grabbing that money. I shouldn't have grabbed it. But we need to have nothing in our inventory, and we need to go there during the sacred hour, which is 1:30. So I suppose that's something we can work on. I'm probably just gonna run through this run really quickly just to start a new one and not pick up the money next time. Ooh, okay. Speaking of making progress, one of the things we needed was still in here, and I'm not leaving this room until I find it. I'm curious if it's through here. Like, is it written on the wall or something? Arranged in pebbles on the ground? Because it said there was a message in here. But I'm really not seeing anything, huh? It said there was one in here. Ooh. Wait, what is that? That's it right there. But it's like... oh my god. The fact that it's listed like that is kind of screwing with me. Can I close the door back? That is a bit annoying. Because I see it, but it's kind of hard to tell the perspective of it. There. Let's see if I can just look at what I already have. So... it's clearly a D, like on the far side. Because I don't think there's a way I can come at this door from the back to get a better look at it. So I do think I just have to work with this. Okay, so I see two O's. I see where I have two O's already. So next to one of the O's, the bottom one, I can put an R. So that's good. And then the D? I think the D is in the second line. Sorry, since I have this written on paper, it's kind of hard to showcase it. But let me put this, and then like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, and R. So we have like 6 spelled with a C, A blank D, 6 spelled with an S, Tor, Lore, and then E blank T. And that's all we've gotten so far. Tor and Lore, I believe, are Arajan? I believe they're Arajan. So... that's... something. I probably need to look at that thing again to see where the other ones of those were, because I remember this had one, and then I think I'm missing like one more. So we'll look for that, I suppose. Alright. That is Run Dead, so now we can just focus on getting the thing lined up. Also, when I looked up which one I was missing, there's apparently a note in the vault that may have some useful information for me for this puzzle. So we would maybe want to find that. But I think it would be really, really easy to get down to the place. We just need to get rid of these gems first. So I'm going to get rid of the gems. And then we can see if maybe I can do something down there. We're probably just going to be standing around for a little bit while we wait for the time. Okay, okay. So yeah, so I'm sitting here waiting for the proper time to show up so I can go down there and we can do that whole thing. But I'm looking into the stuff here with our castle cipher. And one of the words that's listed is, or one of the things that's listed is lore, L-O-R, and that means word in Eurasian. So I'm hoping that's important. I thought Tor was something too, but apparently not. But I thought it was. I thought I had seen Tor somewhere as well. But we know that lore equals word. There must be something else I can learn Eurasian from. Maybe I get a little bit of help on translating the letter from Lady Epson. Just because I can't even begin to know where I'm starting with that. And it might have important information for me on how to, like, translate things. I also realized... What is C? In Roman numerals again. C in Roman numerals. C is 100. So this says CIX, and I realized that could be Roman numerals. So let me just make sure I have this right. CIX in Roman numerals. 109, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's 109. I don't know what that means, but it might be useful. It's just interesting to me that it says CIX, which would be Roman numerals. And then it says 6 after that, spelled out like normal. And then there's A, blank, and D. So that's either an N or... It's either an N or a D, because it could be and, like 6 and 6, or 6 add 6. So it would be 109 plus 6, which would be 115. But I don't know. I don't have chat up for this, though, so... Green memos and white boxes are always lies. So that means that the first one that we saw is a lie, and it says green memos you find in this room will always be true. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. The previous box in this room contained a true statement. It's red, though, so I don't know if that's real. 2 realms have the same color banner. See, I don't know if that's a lie or not, but it said all green memos and white boxes are always lies. I can't remember if 2 had the same one or not. I don't think so. Boxes marked with a moon always contain false statements. Well, that one's marked with a moon, so... The true treasure of the trove is not in this room. All boxes marked by a sun contain memos that are true. So I think that one's true because it's blue, and I also don't see any reason to not believe something in a black box. So all boxes marked by sun are true. Now the problem is, which ones have we seen recently that were marked by a sun? I don't know with those early ones. Okay. Pink boxes marked with a moon always contain false statements. Then it'd say boxes marked with it always contain false statements. So that would mean this is not true. There is no realm that flies the white flag. Don't remember if realms fly the white flag or not. I think there is a realm that flies the white flag, so I think that is false. Previous box in this room contained a true statement. I think that's false. You will need a key to obtain the true treasure of the trove. So this I think is true. So you will need a key. You will need a key to obtain true treasure. Gotta keep an eye on my time. Oh, we're still very good. Blue boxes marked by that contain false statements. See, now I don't know if that's legit or not, because it said anything with the moon is a lie. But green memos and blue boxes are sometimes false. That's awful. That's awful. Like sometimes false? That would be terrible. Then Aries borders a poetic realm. That is just straight up true. So the thing that said that moons are always lies, that's impossible. It can't be. Because... yeah. Okay, because that is true, straight up. It never rains in Arch Aries. Green memos and pink boxes are always false. Always false, huh? Okay. You have seen all the memos that appear in this room. We know that is not true. The next 4 boxes marked by a moon contain false statements. Okay. Red memos and blue boxes are always true. Handwritten green memos are always false, but would be true if you changed one color in the text. Okay, let's assume this one's true. Handwritten green always false, but would be true if you changed one color. Changed one color in text. Okay. Gotta add bullet points for these so I can actually separate them as well. Alright. The next 3 green memos you find in this room will all be true. As you've always expected, there is more to the din than meets the eye. The symbol is used to note the unknown death and the number 8. That is true. That is true. So... the symbol... is used to denote death, unknown, and 8. Like, as far as I can tell, everything that we've seen in the game so far, so I think the one that says all the moons are true is true. 3 memos with false statements in the clock tower. The true treasure of the trove is in the house. No realm is considered spiritual. That's just straight up wrong. The last door of the 8 is in the inner sanctum. That's also wrong. There's an antechamber lever hidden in the drawing room. I think that's false. The Baron began and ended his travels in the same realm. I mean, technically, that's a weird one because, like, it's supposed to be he started in Arenda Aries and then ended up in Fen Aries, which are not the same realm, but are technically. Nuance is known to be peaceful. That's just straight up a lie. Okay, so yeah, all the suns are legit. Like, they They are correct, as far as I can tell. Oh my god, you know what I just realized? I just realized we couldn't even do the thing today anyway. This isn't the day when the Southern Cross is active. I mean, at least I got to sit here and, I took the time to look through my treasure trove notes and figure that out. But yeah, the Southern Cross isn't active today. I couldn't do this if I wanted. I couldn't do this if I wanted. So, okay, whoops. Yeah. God, it's such a pain that you need so many very, very specific things to happen at once. But, whatever, we'll call it. We'll call it. Okay, so... I need to have nothing in my inventory. It needs to be a very specific time of day. It needs to have the correct constellation up. And then, I don't even know if that, like... I don't even know what that was gonna do. Like, it's going to do something. But what? I have no idea. I mean, at least now... Maybe I can try to get the vault like I wanted. The problem is I don't want to screw up and get into a situation where I can't actually empty my inventory well enough to actually do the thing I want, but we haven't even like fully solved the cipher thing yet, so maybe we just aim for the vault first. Alright, I don't want this. Boom. Does this mean the game is done? Video game? No, that's not true. Look at Nier Automata. Or any Nier game for that matter. The power must shift to perform the ritual of castling. Okay, this is just talking about castling. And is this a... Okay, it's one of those. Interesting. Oh, okay, that's a run dead again. Bye-bye run. I can't even... It's such a struggle this late into the game trying to get anything off the ground. Like, I can't really implement my idea I have about this thing down here, and I also can't even get a run far enough to rank 8 to actually be able to do anything over there. Like, I was just trying to send this run to see if I could get up there, but I kind of just got screwed by a bunch of dead-end rooms and having no rerolls. Oh, there it is actually. Cool. Flag colors: green for Nuance, pink for Vera, orange for Cora Rica. Not too crazy. I'm betting if we do get the schoolhouse and get like all of the other various classrooms, they have some nice stuff. Very haphazard and weird path here, but I was trying to get more blue notes and it's not happening. I was just mentioning on stream too that God, it takes so long to even get into a position where I can even attempt a puzzle at this point that I legitimately think if stuff manages to line up and I can get down there and I'm hit with another puzzle, I am absolutely going to just like start looking up very, very verbatim help on them, because I have put so much time into this already and so many runs die without any progress that like I can't play this game for the rest of my life, and that feels like where it's heading right now. Treasure trove. Okay, we got another one of these at least. It's a new run. I didn't show the ending of that previous run because but we have a new trunk. That's something, right? The family core can be found in a red room with a 5-letter name. Family core. Red room with a 5-letter name. I already have the family core from the, you get it in Sinclair's room and the wine cellar. Well, we've gotten the billiard room now. I will grab the observatory just so we can get our 5. Alright. So we're good now. The Southern Cross will be in the sky until I change it. So even if this run doesn't work out, I can just start the next run and then we can go directly over there. So I'm going to sit right there in front of the door. Okay. Need to be in the hidden room during the sacred hour. The likely lightness refers to 1:30, so you need to be in the room with nothing in your inventory at 1:30 p.m. on a Southern Cross day. When you do that, a plinth will rise, showing you another puzzle. A mistake or not? Because we had to wait like an hour, but I was down there for such a crazy amount of time. Yeah, see, it did pass. Oh my god. Why did that not work? So I went down there and I was sitting in the room like I was supposed to. Like, I straight up have a guide at this point that just says, like, yeah, go to the room with nothing in your inventory. I have no money, no gems, no keys. Nothing is in my inventory. It is a day where the Southern Cross would be visible because it's a 5-star day, so currently it would be the Inkwell and the 5-star. And it didn't work. I even, like, had the game sitting here so time could pass for like 30 minutes, and I played another game during that time to try and make it work. Like, I was just sitting down in the room waiting for the time to happen. And nothing. And I don't know why. As far as I can tell, everything was correct. There should be 1:30 p.m. The only thing that I can think of is I didn't get the observatory to actually observe it. Do you want to know? I mean, if you know why it didn't work, sure. I'm defeated and done at this point, so like, as far as I can tell, everything is right here. You need the observatory and you have to see the constellation. Ugh. That's so stupid, though. I know it's there. It's the 5 day. I was specifically sitting on the 5th day because I knew that the Southern Cross would be visible on this day. But you need the observatory visible for Simon to confirm that it is there, even though we already know it's there because we have a book that tells us it shows up on... that's pain. So I just wasted all that time for nothing. This is the struggle with implementing any kind of solution in this game, is it takes so much time to even try. Like, to even attempt to try. It takes so much time to implement a solution, which makes being wrong suck. So I don't know. It feels horrible, though. I did get new high scores, but I didn't make any progress in this is the problem. I didn't make any progress in this. I don't know. I don't think I can with blueprints anymore. I've had my fun with it, but I think we're hitting the point where I just get more like bummed and frustrated and end up wasting a lot of time doing things wrong than anything. Like, I'm so lost, and even following guides, I can still implement things wrong and end up wasting a bunch of my time. So, I don't know. I just don't know. I still hold that I wish they had a clock in this room so you could actually see what time it was, but I was sitting here, I was waiting. I even realized what we had to do for this before I even looked up the guide, but I looked up the guide to be sure that I was on the right track, and I was on the right track, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work. I think dropping a game's fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer to, like, let the people down that were watching it. And I haven't dropped many games. Really, the only time I've ever dropped a game, from what I recall, is the game was just buggy and unfinished, so I dropped it then. And this isn't buggy and unfinished. It's really, really cool. And I wish I could do it, but spending like 3 hours every other night attempting to implement a solution that just doesn't go anywhere is just painful and is taking up way, way, way too much of my time. Like, this game is awesome. I just don't think this game is for me, because I'm too stupid for it. It's clearly something that was designed to be played, like, for a long time. Over, you know, like, where someone can just be like, I'm gonna sit down and solve this today, not someone that has to do it on a set schedule. And I think it would be way easier if I wasn't on a set schedule. But because I'm on a set schedule, it's just really, really hard to keep up with. And like I said, it just kept going and 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 going. It just doesn't stop. Every single time I think I've reached some sort of endpoint or something, it never is. God, I really tried with you, Blueprints. Holy hell, did I really try. But I don't think after sitting here wasting 30 minutes of my time, I can really warrant doing the exact same thing again next stream. And I'm probably not even close to the end, quite frankly. Like, I'm going to look. I'm going to see how much more we actually had left. And if it tells me what happens, fantastic too. But I can't. Yeah, I'm not shocked that I'm not near the end. It felt like there was a lot still to go. So... let's see. Here's a Reddit one. Is this one better? Maybe. This is talking about like everything. I don't think I need to see absolutely everything. Like, this just shows how much is actually in this game. I'm scrolling through, like, there's multiple pages of just how to solve blank puzzle. There's so many. I did so much of it, but God, there's just so much here. Okay, here's one. So, the castle puzzle. Yeah, and then we go there, be at the unknown chamber with the statues at the sacred hour, set the time to 0109 and press the button. Move the minute hand 6 times clockwise to 015 and press it again. So 0109, that was the Roman numeral thing that I did see. So you had to set the time to 0109. And then I guess the rest of the castle cipher said something about moving the hand 6 times clockwise and press it again. And then rewind counterclockwise until the hands land on the word east. And press once more? This reveals the key of Ares. Oh, then I would have had to donate 30 coins to the shrine to get the monk blessing and open a sealed chest inside the treasure trove room to claim the royal scepter. Make sure you've unlocked the treasure trove room. If this room isn't available to you, make sure you completed the laboratory puzzle and the microchip hunt. Use the key here to open the chest and get the royal scepter. Note that you may not always get this chest. Wow. So you potentially would have had to grind to get the chest that had the royal scepter in it. This is crazy. I'd say you're actually close to the second big ending, but there's a post-game ending that is pretty complicated. Yeah, because, like, I wanted to see that, because I'm imagining there's some sort of ending with reclaiming the throne, or getting the crown back, or something like that. But it seems like it's getting very wild. Oh, does it always show up? Okay, that's much easier then. I thought based off of this, it was saying like the chest doesn't always, you may not always get this chest. But the Mordjai boxes, that I did. Inner Sanctum puzzle, we've already done. I've already done all the dials. All the Mordjai boxes. 8 realms in 8 months we did. Upgrade discs. All permanent upgrades. The classroom exam. A new clue. The Atelier puzzle? Oh, these are the Mount Holly shaped blue doors. Let's say that reclaiming the ending is the throne is the ending you should aim for. There's more, but that gets a bit crazy. That's the thing though, like, I don't even know if I have it in me to aim for an ending, another one of the endings at this point. Like, it takes so much time, and following a guide is just boring, and I'm going to take so much time just to follow a guide. That feels incredibly boring. Like, if it was as easy as just, oh, okay, look at the guide, walk to room 1, do the solution, walk to room 2, do the solution, walk to room 3, do the solution, you're done. That would be one thing, but there's a lot of very specific conditions I have to meet in a bunch of runs to even make that work. How to solve the Atelier? So these are the blue-shaped doors. What? Oh my god, this gets weird. After unlocking the throne, drift 8 blue rooms in a row to unlock the holly-shaped blue door. Open the blue parlor box behind the door. There's a book telling you to find still water to water empty books. Blow up the dynamite at the trading post with a torch or burning glass. Empty your watering can in 3 green rooms, then fill it with water behind a broken wall. Coat check the can. Draft the shrine to get the monk's power in the day in the secret passage. Next day, draft the coat check. Take your watering can and enter the secret passage. Water a book in the library to reveal a maze. What the fuck? Oh my god. I did almost do 200 days. Yeah, and that's just the beginning. Oh my god. Like I said, I've said it before, this game is incredibly cool, and I had a fantastic time with, like, I would say up until the castle puzzle. That was where I started really struggling. The new clue stuff, I could do that. Like, that was doable for me. I could do new clue. Except for that stupid drawing room puzzle with the gates. I did have to have help with that. I could do new clue. I could do the sanctum stuff. I could solve Sinclair's bizarre adventure. Like that stuff I could do, but this stuff now is just wild to me. I'm trying to see roommate, secret garden, ladyships, diary, all microchips. How to solve the castle puzzle. The inner sanctum puzzle. 8 rooms and all shrine blessings, all upgrade locations. I don't even think this has some of the stuff that I'm thinking of that I need to see here. It's kind of wild. Let's look at this one again because this one's laid out a little bit better. Okay. So, yeah, so the treasure trove's secret reward, I'm guessing that is... Oh, this is just a dead link. I'm guessing the treasure trove's secret reward is just the scepter, right? And then completely solving the castle cipher unlocks the key of Ares, which is used in another late game puzzle. Okay. And that's what you need to open the chest that has the scepter, I think? Okay, and then there is a coat of arms puzzle. Let's see, family core is the sum. Need to find a hidden key and take it to the vault. Oh, that's weird. You take the the 8 key or whatever. You take the 8 key, and you take that to the numeric core deposit box that I got, because this I found out on my own. The family crest has that, and then it's a numeric core, and it equals 8. So you're supposed to take key 8 to deposit box 53, which is 053, which is where the numeric core ends up. Yeah, 1000 divided by 200 times 11 minus 2. Family core is the sum of its digits, thus 5 plus 3 equals 8. And then, yeah, you open a very specific deposit box with the 8 key. You get an allowance token and a note from Sinclair. In the note, he describes finding a cipher, a grid of words written by his mother, and countless notes from his brother, and their countless fruitless attempts at solving the puzzle. The only clue given is the note that his mother's requested additional material for use in the creation of a cryptograph. The cipher is a doozy to solve, and is comprised of a grid of 5 rows and 4 columns, and 4-letter words, and will take a good deal of work. Good news is that by solving the puzzle, you already have everything you need. Here's a few hints. The grid looks similar to another one that you've solved. The additional material that H.S. Sinclair's mother requested is something you already found and was instrumental to solving it. Letters have a number value. Just make sure your answer always comes out to something between 1 and 26. Oh my god. Blair will find a table for the cipher featuring a full grid of words and computation for the cryptogram using the number core method to turn each word into a series of numbers using a combination of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to reach the lowest possible number, which can then be translated back into a letter. You can try and solve each word cipher yourself or click on the box below for the word letter answer or the full word answer on the far right column. Holy shit. Yeah, key to the vault 53 because of the core number you found. Yeah, because I found the core number, but what was the indication that you had to specifically use it at that deposit box in the vault? Like, I'm guessing it's because you end up with 5 and 3 at one point, and it is 053. Was there like a blue note in the vault or something that let you know, hey, this is what you're supposed to do with this? Because I can't think of a reason why I would want to use key 8 on one of those besides just taking key 8 and using it on all the deposit boxes, but there must be a good reason to do so. So yeah, there's a cipher that you have to solve by doing math. That's nuts. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Absolutely not. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Absolutely not. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Oh my god. So then when you do that, now it's time to find still water. Yeah, and then reclaiming the throne. So you get the throne room. You need to find 3 items to reclaim the throne. If you complete the tomb puzzle in the secret way, you'll find a hint in the draft of the Red Prince book. Need the red scepter, crown, and cursed effigy to solve this. The cursed effigy... Buy a book called The Curse of Blackbridge from the bookshop. Read it from the library, which puts the cursed coffers item into the Mount Holly gift shop. I did buy that. Buy that and go to the shrine behind the west gate. Use the sledgehammer to break open the chest and pick it up. Unfortunately, holding it gives you a massive penalty. With that in mind, we would put the item in the coat check room and start a new day before trying to reclaim the throne. So, wait a minute. Okay, interesting. Essentially, you need to use the Key of Ares to unlock a chest in the treasure trove when you draft it as an outer room. Make sure to select the blue royal scepter for this puzzle. Honestly, a lot of this wouldn't be bad. The main thing is getting the scepter. Getting the cursed effigy and the crown aren't that bad. Getting them all in one run might be kind of bad, but... This game is divided in 3 parts. First, reaching room 46, which is mostly roguelike. Second, reclaiming the throne, which takes puzzles of moderate difficulty. And third, which you're talking about, which is insane. Have to go to the throne room with the blue crown, the blue scepter, and the effigy, which curses you with 13 steps. So you would have to draft the throne room early, I guess? Or take the path through the foundation, but I guess you would need the key card to do that. So draft the throne room early, get the blue crown, get the blue scepter, and then like pick up the effigy at the end. Either by walking outside and grabbing it, or just putting it in the coat check. That's wild. But that allows you to reclaim the throne of Arindia. And then there's a bunch of other stuff after that. Oh my god. I really do feel bad because I super wanted to be able to finish this, but it really seems like it would have been too much for me. Something the difficulty of Tunic, fine. Something the difficulty of, like, Submachine, fine. But the benefits to those are that you don't have to have very specific, like, roguelike conditions work in your favor to finish those games. You can just sit there with the puzzle and just work with it. You don't have to, like, try an idea, oh, that didn't work out, let's see if I can get another run going where I can make this idea potentially work out again. To you know, make things work. So it's, oh god, it's really hard. Oh god, it's really hard. I really wanted to finish this for the YouTube, but yeah, I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I'll be able to. It is too much, I think, and it already feels like a weight off my shoulders not having to think about recording and streaming this for crazy amounts of time, especially knowing that I wasn't even close. Like, if I had gotten to the, throne room ending, that would have been cool, but that's definitely where I would have ended. There's no way I would have dove into that other stuff. There's no way I would have dove into the other stuff. Funny enough, Tunic is what made me find your channel. Your translating the language was impressive. I'm glad I did some good stuff in Tunic. Because, yeah, I was pretty proud of the Tunic playthrough. Because, I managed to do it for the most part. So that was exciting. I think I remember I had to look stuff up at, like, the very end. And then there was, like, a bunch of really crazy stuff at the end of Tunic that I didn't end up doing either. Because it required a bunch of crazy, wild things as well. But, yeah, in conclusion, Blue Prince is an incredibly cool game that is way, 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 way too smart for me. And I really didn't expect it to go on as long as it did. Like, I thought finding all 8 realms, solving Sinclair's crazy adventure was going to be like a second ending. And then a third ending would be like the really crazy one. But no, the solving the 8 realms and all of that, like, in the grand scheme, it wasn't even that huge of a deal. It always goes deeper. I think you did well considering how little you looked things up. Thank you, that makes me feel a little bit better. Like, with something like Tunic, I specifically didn't look stuff up, and I did manage to get to the end, and I was hoping I could do something like that with this, but yeah, it's taking way too much time and stuff now. It is a bummer, but I'm sure there's other people with playthroughs of Blue Prince that would probably have a better head for these things anyway. Because it's also a struggle since I can't just sit down and play it like, you know, crazy amounts of times straight, and then I have like day breaks in between, so that messes with my ability to internalize a lot of the information that I need. But now at least I can maybe focus on some other things and giving my head a break for a little bit. I definitely think this is probably, now that I've seen these things, I don't know if I would say this is harder than Lorelei was, but Lorelei was more straightforward because you didn't have to you didn't have to satisfy certain things in game, like, and have like RNG come into play to solve puzzles. Lorelei was just, you walk to a puzzle, you do it. I the puzzles themselves may be of like similar difficulty, but the process of actually implementing them in blueprints makes it so much harder to deal with. So I guess I'm going to work on editing this and people on the YouTube can get the bad news tomorrow, but I'm sure it won't be bad news for some people because some people were probably very tired of seeing blueprints. Some people were probably very tired of seeing blueprints. But ugh. I tried. But alright. Thanks for the stream and thanks for all the effort. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wish I could have had a more satisfactory ending, but yeah. But yeah, thanks for making me feel better and everything as well. It definitely helps cuz yeah. I was kind of dreading the potential of having to do this, but I kept pushing and being like, "Oh, maybe if I just keep going, you know, we'll have a big breakthrough or something." But nah.